Maduro is gone, but who controls Venezuela now?
In January 2026, the world was stunned as U.S. Special Forces launched a sudden operation in Caracas. Within hours, Venezuela's longtime leader, Nicolás Maduro, was captured and flown out of the country. Explosions lit up the capital, military bases were hit, and confusion spread across the nation. For many, this looked like a turning point not just for Venezuela, but for global politics. But the real question wasn't just how he was captured. It was, who is in charge now? With Maduro gone, Venezuela faced a sudden leadership vacuum. Citizens feared chaos, protests, or even civil war. But unlike many expected, the government didn't collapse overnight. Key figures from Maduro's inner circle quickly moved to stabilize power and prevent total breakdown. Stepping into the spotlight was Delcy Rodriguez, Venezuela's vice president. According to the country's constitutional order, she became the acting president. But her position is complicated. She is both a successor and a loyal ally of the old system. While she claims to lead a transition, critics argue she represents continuity, not change. In Venezuela, real power often lies not in politics, but in the military. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino López and other top commanders remain influential. Their loyalty determines whether the new leadership survives or collapses. So far, the military has stayed aligned with Rodriguez, preventing immediate instability. Many believe the United States is now running Venezuela, but that's not entirely true. While Washington claims it will guide a transition, it does not directly control the government. Instead, it applies pressure through sanctions, diplomacy, and strategic influence, especially over Venezuela's massive oil reserves. Behind the scenes, power struggles are intensifying. Different factions within the government are competing for influence. Some push for reforms and foreign investment, while others want to preserve the old. The outcome of this struggle will define Venezuela's future. Venezuela's economy remains fragile. Years of sanctions and have left deep scars. Now, with leadership uncertainty, investors are cautious. Rodriguez has signaled openness to foreign energy deals, but trust is still low. The world is divided. Some countries support the removal of Maduro, while others condemn the U.S. operation as a legal intervention. This event has reignited debates about sovereignty, power, and global order. The future of Venezuela remains uncertain. Will Rodriguez lead real reforms or maintain the old system under a new face? Will the military stay loyal? And how far will U.S. influence go? These unanswered questions make Venezuela one of the most unpredictable geopolitical stories today. Maduro may be gone, but the system he built is still standing. Venezuela is not yet a new country. It is a country at a crossroads. And what happens next could reshape not just Latin America, but the balance of power in the world. With Maduro removed from power, attention is now shifting toward Venezuela's long-suppressed opposition. Figures who were once sidelined or forced into exile are beginning to reappear in the political landscape. However, their path is far from clear. Years of division, failed movements, and lack of unified leadership have weakened their position. While some citizens hope for democratic change, others remain skeptical. The key question is whether the opposition can reorganize fast enough to become a real force, or if they will once again be overshadowed by the existing power structure still rooted inside them. On the streets of Caracas and other major cities, the people of Venezuela are watching closely. Some celebrate Maduro's removal, hoping for a better future. Others fear instability, violence, or even economic collapse. Years have made daily life difficult, and trust in leadership, any leadership, is extremely low. For ordinary citizens, this is not just politics. It's about survival, jobs, food, and safety. And right now, uncertainty dominates every corner of society. One of the biggest fears now is internal conflict. If factions within the military or government begin to split, Venezuela could face serious instability or even civil unrest. So far, that has held together, but history shows that sudden leadership changes often trigger deeper cracks beneath the surface. Armed groups, political militias, and external interests all add to the complexity. The situation remains fragile, and a single spark could change everything. Venezuela stands at a critical turning point. The removal of Nicolás Maduro did not instantly bring stability or democracy. Instead, it opened a new and uncertain chapter. Power remains inside the country, but it is being tested from all sides. Internally by political factions, externally by global powers, and most importantly, by the people themselves. The next few months will decide whether Venezuela moves toward reform or falls deeper into crisis. One thing is clear, the story is far from over.
Power changed, but the game is not over.